Okay, so in this lecture, you are going to get a quick rundown of simple tips and guidelines for how to succeed in this course. Following these guidelines is highly recommended in order to ensure your success. Okay, so guideline number 1, use the Q&A. Note that on some platforms, the Q&A is built in. If it's not, then you can always go to forum.lazyprogrammer.me and ask your question there. Please don't worry if you think your question is not good enough for the Q&A. People ask me all the time, where do I get the code? Despite there being a lecture called Where to Get the Code. This is fine. It's better to ask than to remain confused. Sometimes people say they don't know the right question to ask. This is perfect. You are exactly who should be asking questions. In fact, it's often the case that, in the process of formulating your question, you will learn a lot. And many times, after thinking about the problem more thoroughly, you won't even have that question anymore. So the process of thinking about the right question to ask is part of your exercise and homework for this course. Okay, guideline number 2. Meet the prerequisites to this course. The prerequisites are designed to help you ensure that you have the right background knowledge prior to taking this course. So why does this make sense? Well, you wouldn't try to take a poetry class before knowing basic spelling and grammar. You wouldn't enter a boxing match before spending many hours inside a boxing gym. You wouldn't drive a car before getting your driver's license. Please note that the prerequisites have been listed in the course description. If you have any questions regarding the prerequisites, please use the Q&A as per guideline number 1. Okay, guideline number 3. Treat each coding lecture as an exercise for yourself. That is to say, you should be the one coding, not sitting there watching me code. I call this the couch potato approach because you're essentially watching TV, whereas what you are supposed to be learning in this course is how you can write this kind of code on your own in the real world. Now, don't listen to me, but listen to yourself. Ask yourself, is your goal to learn to code yourself, or is your goal to watch other people code? Please see the lectures, How to Code by Yourself, and Should You Code Along for more information on this. Okay, so here are a few more quick tips. Firstly, use the speed changer to make the lectures go faster or slower. I very much enjoy this feature, and I'm sure you will too. Recognize that the prerequisites are not a showstopper. They are simply information which informs you of how different topics are related. Maybe your calculus knowledge is a bit rusty, and you come across something in this class which depends on calculus. Well, using the list of prerequisites, now you can go and do your own research in order to fill in any gaps you are missing. In other words, use this information to your advantage. To be sure, there is review material in this course, but obviously we can't go overboard. There won't be a review of the review, a review of that review, ad infinitum. Basically, this course has been designed in a very logical way. For example, we won't review how to write for loops in Python, because even if you do learn how to write for loops today, you still won't be ready for machine learning anyway. Thus, the review has been carefully designed to be appropriate for the level of this course. Also recognize that believing that you meet the prerequisites is not necessarily enough. Anyone can go to YouTube and watch calculus videos all day, but this does not imply that you know calculus so that you can do calculus. So you may have to do some additional work in order to fix your background knowledge, and that's okay. I always welcome being more knowledgeable and learning new skills. So if you realize you need to refresh your prerequisite knowledge, simply do so. Be happy to gain some new skills and come back when you are done. Next tip. Realize that machine learning is all about math and programming. Therefore, if you don't love these subjects already, you're going to have to learn to. Here's a nice equation to get you started. Machine learning equals math plus programming. Now, I realize that not everyone wants to become a master in machine learning and study it 8 hours a day. You have jobs, you have families, and you have other hobbies. Everyone is different. Some learn fast and some learn less fast. Some of this course may be a good fit to your level of study, and some of it may not. But be okay with that. If parts of the course are too advanced for your current background, simply accept it and move on. However, note that the course has been specifically designed to best fit those who meet the prerequisites. Next tip. Take notes. Even better, take handwritten notes. This builds a mind-muscle connection. You are not a robot, so you will forget things. Next tip. Beginner and expert is a false dichotomy. There are no beginners in this course, and there are no experts in this course. What is a beginner? Is a beginner someone who doesn't know how to code yet? Or is a beginner a physics PhD who wants to begin a new journey in machine learning? There are only those who follow these guidelines and those who do not. But I hope that you will be one of those that do.